Things did not go as planned. Hey friends, today we're going to do a little update on my stash and the journey that I'm on to make it what I really would like. So here's the background information. In August, I reorganized my yarn closet, which I am sitting in front of, and I counted how many things I had of yarn. I had 229 things. So what that is full skeins, 50 gram skeins, 20 gram or 10 gram minis. There were just a few things in there that were, that was yarn that maybe I had worked with a little bit of it, but I still counted them as part of my stash for various reasons. But basically, if it's been used in a project and is now what I would consider leftover scraps, that was not counted. I only have this bin of leftovers from other projects, and that's it. So basically all my yarn except for that little bin is what I counted, and yarn that it was currently already being used in projects. So I had 229 when I counted. It was like mid-August when I did that count. And so today we're going to do a very quick little update of what happened in August, which is really not much, and then we will talk through the month of September. And I'm hoping to do one of these check-ins every month, or we'll see, if there's a month that goes by with really no change, then maybe we'll skip it. So what I am doing is whenever something goes into a project, it is going to be counted as coming out of my stash. Now, if I think I'm going to use 4 skeins in a sweater and I end up only using 3, if I have a full skein left and I put it back into my yarn closet, I will count that as coming back into my stash. And of course, obviously, if I purchase yarn, it's going to count as in, and if I get rid of yarn, donate it, sell it, just give it away to someone, it's going to be counting as out of my stash. So I started out really strong and I was so excited to do this video, and then yesterday happened. So today is, oh my gosh, I almost said it was August. I wish it was still August. Today is October 1st, so I am doing my check-in right on the 1st of the month, and maybe at the end we'll talk a little bit about my plans for October as well. Should we do in or out first? In? Out? Let's do out first. That makes me feel more productive, and then I'll ruin everything with the ins. I don't know. Okay, so in August, I did do more stuff in August, but this is just from when I counted, so really we're looking at like the last 10 days of August. So this will be quick, and then we'll reset with full months starting September 1st. So the only thing that I used in August to get out of my stash is a skein of Lana Grossa sock yarn that I used to make these socks while I was on vacation. I am so sorry if you can see hair or fur flying off of these. I just blocked them like yesterday, and they just finished drying, but while we were out, I discovered that the cats were taking naps on them, so I'm going to have to defur them. I did the best I could, but yeah, there might still be some stuff flying around. So these are just some vanilla socks I did with an afterthought heel. I used up 75 grams of the skein to make these. I think these are probably the tallest socks I've ever made. And yeah, the rest of that is gone already. Those scraps, I passed them on because I don't have a need for 25 grams of this random self-striping yarn. So that's it. That's all that we had out in August. Now, in August, I had Off to a great start. I filmed for like 5 minutes and my battery died. So, I have now moved because the sun moved and there was a huge glare happening, and my husband is home and listening to some stuff while he does some chores, so you might hear other voices. And I took the pup for a walk, so I might look a little bit more sweaty or haggard or whatever. But anyway, let's keep going. I believe I was talking about my inn. My husband just put like a ton of pots and pans away. The month of August, I mentioned in my most recent podcast episode, I got 1 skein of the Sandisk Garn and 3 skeins of Drops Sky. I'm not going to take the time to show them now because they are in that podcast. So basically, I keep looking down because I have my computer here, by the way. In August, I had 1 skein that went out and 4 that came in, which means I had a net of 3, a net positive, unfortunately, which is fine. Again, I shouldn't really say unfortunately because I'm okay with whatever I decide. I'm just documenting this journey, whatever way it takes me. I do want to get lower eventually, but like, it is what it is. I'm not going to stop myself from doing things that I like, you know, and especially when I was on vacation. I was gonna get some yarn, man, you know? All right, anyway, let's move on to September. September was pretty good with my outs, so let's do that really quick. The first thing that I cast on in September is my Brioche Adventure by Jonathan Tallow, and this was great because it took 12 things out of my stash. I mean, okay, it's great because it's wonderful and it's an amazing pattern and I love it. That's why it's great. But it also took 12 things out of my stash because I used a Long Dog Yarn 10 skein mini set and a sock set, which had a full 100 gram skein and a mini skein. So as soon as I cast this on, I counted that as 12 things out of my stash. And I think other than the 100 gram skein, it's pretty much going to use up just about everything. So that's great. There won't be anything returning into my stash when I'm done with this, I'm pretty sure. The next thing that I cast on is something that I was not planning on doing and was kind of random. It was just, I don't know, I think I was like looking through stitch patterns one day for a different project, and I don't know, something just happened and ideas were sparked, and suddenly I grabbed yarn and I made a shawl. So this is the Sidelong shawl, and I will be doing a tester call, or I already have had a tester call. I'm not sure what the deal is. I'm aiming to release this probably in November. This I made with 1 skein of Lion Brand Fisherman's Wool, and I really love it. I enjoyed the experience a lot. I had just 1 skein of that in my stash, and I had kind of, for some reason, I had it in my head, like, I really want to make something with just that 1 skein, and I don't want to buy more. Because it is a pretty rustic wool. Oh, okay. I will say there are definitely more rustic wools out there, but it is just, it's a woolly wool. It's non-superwash. So those kinds of wools aren't really like always hits for me. I'm pretty sensitive, so I didn't want to turn this into, you know, something that I needed to buy more skeins and it was going to be a big garment or something, because I didn't know how I was going to feel about it. And it definitely is a little bit prickly for me around my neck, but I think it's going to be good as a shawl. You know, when I'm wearing it like over a sweater, I think I'll be okay in that form. So that is one more skein out of my stash. The next thing that I cast on is something that I actually only cast on a few days ago, and I'm already flying. It's just going and going and going. And this is my Great Garter Bomber, which I am testing for Amanda of Lovely by Lee. I am actually almost done with the bottom ribbing, which means I'm very close to having the body finished, and then I just need sleeves and edging around the collar and stuff, and the button band. So this I am using Lion Brand jeans, and I had, sorry, I'll make those needles stop crankling? What is that word? I'm having a very off day. Clacking. Oh my god, that's the word I was looking for. Crankling? The hell? The heck, MC? Where's your brain? Okay, anyway. Just a moment of interruption there. Wow. Where was I? What was I saying? Okay, so, good lord. I had 7 balls of Lion Brand jeans in my stash, and there were 3 full skeins and then 4 parts of skeins. A very long time ago, I had purchased a lot of this yarn, I think like maybe 14 skeins of it, because I was working on a blanket, and I need to put do not disturb on my phone because this is just, okay. I'd been working on a blanket with Lion Brand jeans, and I thought I wanted to make it really, really big. It was a crochet blanket, so I needed lots of yarn, and that blanket has been adopted by the cats, so it's pretty gross and covered in hair and has like pills in it, so I'm not going to show that. But anyway, I just kind of got burnt out on it, so I decided to leave it like lap blanket size instead of making it bigger. And then I had tons of this jeans yarn left over, and I had like pieces of it. I had already like used a partial skein for the blanket, and I had like taken a skein apart. I think I still have like a full skein, but it's like in a different form now because I had taken things apart and like rewound it. So then I used the jeans as well to make my thick tan line shorts by the Little Wolf Knits, but I still had 7 things left, and I don't know why, but I decided, even though there were some partial skeins in there, I counted them in my total. So when the Great Garter Bomber went on my needles, I counted that as 7 things out of my stash. And my plan is that no matter what is left over, it is not coming back in. So I love this yarn, but I'm taking a break from it for a little while. So whatever's left, even if it's a full ball or 2, whatever, it is going away. It is getting donated or passed on to my mom, because me and jeans, we need a moment apart from each other. Also, on my stash journey introduction video, someone suggested that I do a challenge where I pull out my oldest yarn in my stash and try to work with it. And actually, this is my oldest yarn in my stash. So that comment really got me thinking about what I could use my jeans yarn for, and then the Great Garter Bomber test came along, and it just was perfect. It was perfect, and this is going to be a great cardigan. Like I said, I do really love this yarn, but yeah, it has been in my stash since 2020, and that's not that bad for being my oldest yarn in my stash, but yeah, it's time. It's time for this to leave, and for us to take a little break, and for me to maybe use a different color of it, because I have used only this color, and I would like to maybe try one of the others one day. The last thing that I cast on this month is something that I started just yesterday, so I get to count one more skein out of my stash, and that is, oh god, the sun. That is my, what am I doing? My Malibu Barbie bralette, which is another test I am doing for Knitting Tipsy, and this is using Sewrella yarn, just their sock yarn, in the colorway Casita, and it is so pretty. Oh my god, it's so pretty. I love it. Yeah, that's it. Yesterday I started this. I'm already almost done with the front, and that is one more skein out for September. Now, I also did actually get rid of 9 more skeins of yarn in September. I had 9 skeins of Lion Brand's Ferris wheel, that I had actually taken from my mom when, you know, we swap yarns all the time. I had taken that from her, and I had several design ideas that I wanted to use it for, and I started to swatch for one and I realized I hated it. I don't know, it's a roving type yarn, and I just knew that, especially for the stitches, the stitch patterns and the designs that I wanted to make with it, it was going to pill like crazy. It wasn't going to be right. I wasn't going to enjoy the experience. So I saw my mom yesterday and I gave it back to her. So that is 9 more skeins out. And that brings us to a whopping 31 skeins that came out of my stash in September. I think that's pretty awesome. I was really surprised with myself, and I was not aiming for that number. It just kind of happened. It just kept piling up. And what that means is actually I was able to accomplish my first goal of getting all of my commercial yarns off of the bottom shelf in my little cabinet. And now they all fit up here because so many of the yarns that I used were commercial yarns. So I took 1 skein of the Lion Brand Fisherman's Wool, which was up on the top shelf, and then the bottom shelf was literally only the Lion Brand jeans and Ferris wheel. So the jeans went into a project, the Ferris wheel went back to my mom. Now my bottom shelf is all fabric and sewing stuff, and it's great. Of course, what we'll get to in a moment is that I then ruined that, and now I do actually have some commercial yarn back, but I am not going to ruin what I already have created. I love it. I'm super happy with it, and I'm excited. It feels good that I've already gotten some progress. I really like the way it looks. It makes me feel happy to look at it, so I can't wait to make more happen. So here's where we have to talk about the the stuff that came in September. Okay, firstly, I managed to get 2 of my Yarnable subscriptions in the month of September. I ended up having 1 come right at the very beginning of September, and 1 came yesterday on the last day of September. So although it's a monthly subscription, I got 2 of them in September. So that's already 2 skeins in. I guess that means that I won't have 1 to count in October, which is fun. I'm not going to show those just in case, especially because I just got October's yesterday, and it's only October 1st. I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but you can check Yarnable's Instagram and see the colors of them when they reveal them. I love them. I think Yarnable might be my favorite yarn, and 8515 is just like perfect for me. I know that's not everyone's favorite, but I love a plump fingering yarn. Fingering weight yarn. Anyway, so we're already at 2 in with my Yarnable subscription. Then, this is not so pretty, but I frogged a sweater project that I've been working on. If you saw me getting myself all settled at the beginning of August and talking about project plans and digging through my whip basket, I had a sweater that I had started with yarn from the Frosted Stitch, and I was working through a design, but I kind of was going with how to plan and just seeing what happened, and I was hating what happened. So I decided it's time. It has sat for a very long time. I'm frogging it. So this is technically 4 skeins of the Frosted Stitches Winter Worsted in 4 different colors from the library collection. Sorry, this is not going to be great lighting and it's all reflective and noisy, but I'm going to put it down now. Yeah, that's 4 skeins I'm counting as back into my stash because I frogged that project. And I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet because they're all different. It's 4 different colorways and they're beautiful and it's wonderful yarn. But yeah, 4 skeins back in the stash. Next, something happened. And that is that I was accepted into the test knit for the Ruska cardigan for s.knits on Instagram. And it's beautiful and I really wanted to make it special, and I spent a long time looking for yarn and trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And then I was looking through the yarn that was ready to ship for from the Little Wolf Knits, and I was talking to Bree about some different options, and I got a little carried away, but I don't regret it because I'm so excited and happy about it. But I got, this is a big one, I got 4 skeins of ginger cookies. There are only 3 here because I've already caked one up and swatched for this project. So there are 4 skeins of ginger cookies, and I'm going to be holding it with, oh, there we go, 5 skeins of undyed Surrey alpaca. Again, there's only 4 here because one of them is already in swatch land. And then for the cuffs, I think I'm going to do, I have 2 skeins of blueberry, which I think I'm going to use for the cuffs. And it's going to be so amazing and beautiful, and I can't wait to show you. Oh my god, I just put all that Surrey in my mouth. I literally just got like a tongue full of Surrey. Anyway, I can't wait to show you. I'm super excited. But that means I had 4 skeins of ginger cookie plus 5 skeins of Surrey plus 2 skeins of blueberry. So I had 11 skeins come in. Oops. Again, not really oops. I don't care that I have extra yarn. It's great and I can't wait, and it's, oh my god, this swatch is so beautiful. It's great. I think I'm gonna cast it on like maybe later today. So right, that is 11. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. Okay. But also, oh my god, I can't find it. Where did I put it? Oh, there it is. The wonderful, amazing, lovely Bree was developing a new colorway and testing some things out and thought of me, and I've never felt so special in my life. But she sent me a skein of this trial skein. I'm not sure if she's ready for things to be known, so I'll keep the name to myself. I don't know. Yeah, I guess I'll keep the name to myself just in case it's like going to be part of an upcoming collection or something. But it's this beautiful olivey green, and I'm so excited and I love it. But that also means that now my total from the Little Wolf Knits came to 12, which is fine. Believe me, I'm okay with it. So yesterday, my husband and I took my mom to Webb's. We went on a little field trip. It was her first trip there. It was so much fun. She had a blast, and we were really happy to have taken her and see how much fun she had there. But of course, I wasn't going to leave without shopping as well because, I mean, I have access to yarn near me in local yarn shops, and they're wonderful, but you know, Webs is Webs, and there's a lot of variety there and lots of fun things to look at. So I got yarn for 3 different things. The first thing that I got is 6 skeins of Barocco Dolce, I think. And it is in this beautiful bluish color that kind of, you really can't see it. I saw it so beautifully in the store, and it's like this lighting is not showing it off very well, but there's almost like a very slight rainbowy-ness that kind of goes through it. So I got 6 skeins of this, and this is going to be, oh my gosh, there's so much fluffy stuff. This is going to be a cardigan, I think. I do have a design idea in mind for this. It's either going to be another version of the Allison cardigan. I might make one for myself in a different size, or a different design for a different cardigan idea that I have. So yeah, this is, I can't wait to work with it. It's cotton, nylon, alpaca, and wool, which is kind of cool. So looking forward to that. I'm not going to show you the rest of it because it's in a plastic bag and it's all reflective and noisy. Then I got 10 balls of Barocco Zinnia, and I don't think that this is gonna, well, you can kind of see it's black with rainbowy flecks throughout it. And I have 2 ideas for this, and I'm not sure which one I'm gonna do, so I'm not gonna say it yet because I don't want to make promises that I can't keep. But yeah, I do have 2 different ideas for this, and I just have to pick one of them and then go. And last but not least, I got some Plymouth Yarn DK Merino Superwash, and this is in the colorway Celtic Heather. It's a heathery green. It's showing up like a teensy bit darker than it is in real life. It's just the tiniest bit more like heathery looking in real life. And I am going to use this I'm testing the Second Ab sweats for the Little Wolf Knits. Yes, I'm doing a lot of testing right now. Shh. But I'm actually like almost done with 2 of them already, so let's not talk about it. I had some other yarn ideas. I've bounced around with a lot of different yarn ideas for these sweatpants. But I wanted to, while I was at Webs, one of my goals was to keep an eye out for something that I might want to use for the pants, because I mean, obviously I love hand-dyed yarn and it's beautiful and it's like squishy and soft and amazing, but at the same time, I get so nervous about making pants out of it. You know, it's like wearing white pants. I mean, I'm just too messy for white pants, and I just get so nervous about using hand-dyed yarn and that investment of money and time, and then like sitting on something, or like I can imagine myself sitting on something and getting like a huge pull in them, or staining them or whatever. So I was definitely like kind of keeping an eye out for a yarn that was a little bit more, that was like machine washable, a little bit more of a workhorse yarn. I wasn't gonna go for like acrylic, but like maybe something that wasn't quite as much of an investment, and I knew might like, I don't know, hold up, and I wouldn't be like as upset if something happened. So I have used this yarn before and I really like it. And my husband was like, hey, what about this? And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you found that. I love this yarn. So This is so bouncy and squishy and lovely. And I'm going to make the pants all in one color. The sample is shown with a contrast color for the waistband and the interior of the pockets, which is super cool, but I'm gonna make these all one color. I feel like it's gonna look so good, and I can't wait to wear it. Like, I'm picturing it with like tan beige-ish tank. I don't know. Or like a crop. Oh my god, it's gonna look so good. I can't wait. So I got 6 skeins of this. I am not going to pull them all out because for some reason, no matter what I do, these hanks keep falling apart. And it's driving me nuts. All right, so that is it. That's the end. That's all that has happened. So for September, this is wild, okay? For September, I had 30 skeins out, but I also had 40 skeins come in. So we are up by 10 again. For September, I had a net total of plus 10 skeins, which means that since I started this journey, I have a total of plus 13 skeins. So my new total is 242. We have not gone down as I thought, but here's the thing. Also, I plan on casting on the Ruska cardigan and the Second Ave sweats within the next day or two. So for the cardigan, that's 11 skeins out, and for the what's it called? Pants, oh my god, the sweats, that's 6 skeins out. So we're already at, like, we're starting October strong with 17 skeins out. This battery. Just popping back quickly so that the video didn't end out of nowhere. Yeah, I'm done. Got nothing else to say. Take care of you. I will see you next month for another check-in. Bye-bye.